Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Beyond the Mask. In today's installment, we're going to be taking a look at CC Cooper's iconic death from the Scream franchise, but more specifically, I'm going to be shedding light on how this particular death was completely different to what was originally planned in the original draft for the movie. CC Cooper as a character may have had limited screen time, but her few scenes are often held in high regard by fans of the franchise. The writing for her death is often placed alongside that of Drew Barrymore's opening scene in the first Scream in 1996. With that in mind, it seems somewhat surprising that this particular death was originally set to play out entirely different in Kevin Williamson's original draft for the movie. So what was different? Why was this scene changed, and which was the better scene? Sit back and relax as I talk you through the original deleted death of CC Cooper. During the production for Scream 2, the media attention and the interest in the franchise was at an all-time high. The impact of the first installment had left the fans of the franchise desperate for more. Due to this, the producers had a difficult time keeping the details regarding the plot for Scream 2 quiet. According to Kevin Williamson himself, he allegedly leaked various scripts for the movie with different endings as a way to throw off leakers who were trying hard to discover the identity of the killers before the movie's initial release. As it stands, the death of CC Cooper remained the same in all the different variations of the Scream 2 script, and was only changed when the movie hit theatres in 1997. In the movie, the character receives a phone call from Ghostface, which builds somewhat nicely, only for the tables to turn on CC as she discovers things aren't what they seem. Eventually she is left alone at her sorority house and is eventually attacked. She heads upstairs but is unable to outrun Ghostface as he throws her from a balcony to her death. She is eventually discovered shortly after. For the most part, the phone conversation is somewhat the same, with the original build-up still in place and the setting of the alarm. It's the attack itself that differs from the death scene we got. Following the disturbing call from Ghostface, CC attempts to call campus security, but is startled by Donnie, who interrupts her call. The pair talk as the phone rings again, prompting an answer. It turns out to be one of the sorority sisters at the campus party. Donnie confirms she'll head to pick the girl up. CC is eager to go due to the call she's just received. "Take the next one. You should set the alarm. There's a killer on the loose," said Donnie. The scene plays out the same following. Another phone call disturbs the pair as the killer reveals it's Ted. Donnie hands the phone to CC and disappears out of the door, telling her to set the alarm. CC: "Hello, Ted?" "No, it's me." "What?" "Don't forget to set the alarm." CC hangs up, throwing the phone across the room. She moves back to the foyer where an alarm panel is positioned on the wall. She hits a couple of digits and a beep is heard as she activates the alarm. She checks the door, making sure it's locked. Then she turns and moves into the dark dining room. CC finds the light switch. Click. The room is illuminated. Two long dining tables run the length of the room. It's empty, void of figure. Interior kitchen same. A large dark kitchen. CC moves to the fridge and opens it. She gives it the once over. The fridge light reflects against her face. She closes the refrigerator, not seeing the shadow that bounces across her back. CC moves to a sliding glass door that overlooks the backyard. She checks the lock. Secure. Then, the phone rings. She turns to the phone that's attached to a nearby wall. It rings again. She reaches for it, answering it. CC's route actually takes a different course in this version. In the version we got, she inspects the main living room and heads out into the hallway. In this, she's taken into the kitchen and locks the back doors. It's a little uncertain why she would check the fridge, but let's continue. Hello? Suddenly 2 hands lunge out of the darkness. One finds her neck, the other grabs her by the hair, wrenching her head backwards and spinning her around, shoving her, pushing her into the sliding glass door. Glass explodes everywhere, shattering to bits as Cece's body crashes through it, setting off the alarm. A loud, shrill ring resonates through the house as Cece's body lands on the deck outside. Still. The scene draws to a close. What follows is actually one of the more interesting changes to Cece's death. It's a huge difference that sets the 2 versions apart. Eventually, the sorority party overhears the police at the Omega Beta Zeta house, which prompts the scene change back to the scene of the crime. Captain Tyler, the sheriff, the police, FBI, the house is crawling. Dewey sifts around on his own, checking things out. Captain Tyler and the sheriff stand at the shattered glass door. Lots of blood, but no body, confirms the sheriff. Have you checked the, suggests Captain Tyler. Attic, garage, basement, nothing, confirms the sheriff. Take the neighbourhood, says Captain Tyler. Cece's body being missing was a disturbing yet fascinating angle for the death scene. The fact that moments before we saw her simply thrown through a glass window with evidence of a bloody crime scene, for her body now to be missing is extremely chilling. The scene following plays out the same. Sydney receives a phone call from Ghostface, which prompts a chase scene. The difference is that Derek doesn't bump into Sydney as she's leaving the house. Derek smashes a window on the other side and breaks in as Sydney manages to escape out of the back door. Sydney scans the yard. The ghost figure has completely disappeared. She moves behind a big tree, hiding behind it. Sid stops, catching her breath, then peers from behind the tree. The yard is completely empty. She goes for the fence door, slowly moving around the tree. Bump. A noise in the darkness. She spins around, still making her way around the tree, moving backwards, walking right into a figure. She screams, spinning around, finding herself face to face with Cece's body, hanging, dangling, hung from the tree, her stomach a ripped, bloody mess. Sydney screams in unforgettable horror. She steps back, falling into the arms of Dewey. Cece being gutted and hung from a tree highlighted the connection to Woodsboro all the more. The copycat killer storyline in Scream 2 was a driving factor during the first act of the movie, with Cece's death seemingly being the final to copy that pattern. It's unknown why the death scene was changed, possibly to avoid the movie feeling like a direct copy of the first one. From my perspective, reading this original script didn't feel like it was attempting to repeat the first movie, but rather trying to play into the copycat storyline even more than the version that we got. That being said, Cece's death scene felt longer in the version we got, and I had no personal issues with it. Which of these death scenes did you prefer? The original planned death, or the version that we got in the movie? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps support the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, do you want to die tonight, Cece?